All right, my South Carolina Realtor fam, it is that time again for tax bills. So the majority of our clients escrow, and meaning that their taxes and their insurance are paid monthly as part of their mortgage, and that is then paid out by the servicer when those bills come due. This is a good time of year to start reminding your clients that they are going to get a copy of that bill. It's just a copy. It'll say at the very bottom, this is not a bill, this is a copy. However, it can be confusing, especially for your first-time home buyers, of whether or not that's a bill to actually be paid. So if you do have clients that reach out to you and they're talking about, what is this tax bill that I got? Do I need to pay this? I'm so confused. I thought this was being paid. Tell them first, double check their mortgage statement. At usually the top kind of right corner where the box is that breaks down their payment, it will state principal and interest. Below that will state escrow amount, and then the total payment will be below. If there's any money that's listed for escrow, they are escrowing their property taxes and insurance. And then usually at the bottom of their mortgage statement is also their escrow balance section, which shows how much is accumulated in that escrow account year to date. So again, those bills are actually sent directly to the servicer for the property taxes and the homeowner's insurance, and the servicer pays them out. However, your buyers still get a copy of that bill. I do always tell them though, even though it's just a copy and you don't have to pay it, double check it, because that's where they can see if they applied for their 4% tax rate and that it was processed. That's not the case for every single state, but I'm talking about South Carolina specifically. We do have a 4 and a 6 tax percent rate, so that's where they can check and make sure that that went through correctly. If it didn't go through and they're at the 6% rate when they thought they were going to be at the 4% rate, their mortgage is about to change significantly. It will technically triple their taxes because they're going from a 4 to a 6% rate, and they lose all the little county discounts essentially. So that's where they really need to be looking, especially in that first year. Beyond the first year, your tax bill is really just a record to show you what your home is currently appraised at, what the bill will be. It is a good time for them to check though over the next years, because they will be reassessed at some point depending on their county ordinances, and their tax bill may go up. I always tell them this is also a good time when they get that bill to double check their homeowner's insurance premium, make sure it hasn't gone up significantly in case they need to reshop that as well. But this is a good one to reach out to clients starting, because the bills are starting to come out over the next 4 weeks. So good one to reach out to your past clients, tell them, hey, how you doing? Also, I know you're about to get your tax bill. Just a reminder, it is just a copy. For those who are not escrowed though, that would typically be anybody you had who paid in cash. There's nothing to escrow because there's no loan servicer. So they will actually need to pay that bill. So good idea to remind, if they did pay cash, that is an actual bill. Please pay it or you'll have a tax lien on your home. So cash buyers, they are not escrowed. That is a real bill. Typically, if someone did a custom construction home, meaning that they had one builder who built just their house, they're not building a whole neighborhood, a lot of times those loans are not escrowed. So they will likely have an actual bill that comes. And sometimes there are buyers who put a significant down payment down for conventional loans or jumbo loans, and they choose not to escrow. So theirs will not state it's a copy, it's an actual bill. But anybody who had a USDA loan, FHA loan, or VA loan, they're escrowed automatically. There's no choice there. So if you have any questions though, or have any clients that have questions, feel free to let me know.